Hello and welcome to yet another Legends of Runeterra podcast. My name is Conansson and I'm joined by two wonderful guests here once again. And you'll already see them on the right side of the screen. It's first of all Wick. Welcome back, Wick.
Hello, glad to be back.
And as a second member, you might know him from Twitter already. It's Jethmaniac. Welcome, Jeth.
So what's up? Thanks for having me here.
So you reached out to us and you want to become a lore caster for tournaments. And we wanted to give you a little bit of a shout out and just wanted to give you the opportunity to show yourself to the community. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about your background.
Yeah, what's up? I like playing LOR casually. So for now, I just want to get to know the community and build my network. Like here, you guys. Really good to meet you guys.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
it's great to meet you as well. Oh, sorry.
I've heard you've played like MTG a lot, Magic the Gathering, right?
Oh yeah. I used to play competitive standard MTG here in the Philippines, but ever since pandemic, there's not much the gathering. Actually, you can't really gather. So I just played Legends of Runeterra online.
Kind of the same for me.
Yeah.
I also played like Commander and other stuff with friends, or like even tournaments, but now only playing Runeterra online. But I like Runeterra a little bit more than Magic. It depends.
Yeah, it's a different game for sure.
Yeah.
I do have plans on returning to Modern, playing Modern this time.
Okay.
It's just expensive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, let's get started with this new set. We've decided to split it up. This time you will hear about Kayn and Master Yi today, and a little bit maybe about the new one, Nora. She just dropped when we were recording this, so we don't really have any ratings prepared. But next week we'll be joined by Tricky Tracy. Tracy, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yes.
And we will talk about the other three champions that will be in the expansion. Otherwise, our review would have been like 5 hours. So splitting it up. Totally didn't do a 5-hour video before.
Yeah. It's the last time we did all these expansion reviews, they got a little hectic, so
Yeah.
cutting it up this time and hopefully it's a little bit more manageable. But I'm excited for these cards today.
Yeah. And first of all, we have a mechanic to go over. A new card type, like landmarks, where we have these weapons, they're called in lore, right?
Equipment, yes.
Wait. Oh, it's called equipment. I'm blind.
Yes. Yeah, they're called equipment. So they are they're almost like spell cards, right? Because they can be played using spell mana, but they take up an entire action and can't be interacted with. So I feel like a lot of people have been calling it unit speed. I don't think we have any other, because landmarks are at that speed, right? Like you just play it and they're there. But spell mana is like the big difference here for equipment.
And it's basically like attach, so it doesn't like use a stack or anything. You just put it on a unit and it's there, and then your opponent gets priority afterwards after you put it on. Gives you these stats or like some keywords. This one gives you overwhelm. This one costs less. This one gives you fury and makes you a dragon. And yeah, we have quite a few different ones, a little bit more complicated ones as well over here with the Darkin Ballista. Come to those later.
And as you mentioned, it's similar to attach. The equipment cards will return back in hand after the unit that they're attached to is destroyed. And I think, yeah, I don't. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they bounce, just like equip cards.
Yeah.
So
you can use
how do you guys
them.
feel about them?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So you can reuse them and play them again. And also, they can't be silenced. Is another fact.
Right, just like equip.
Attach.
Attach, yes. Oh my gosh.
But is it like only if you die, or what if your unit is obliterated? Would it bounce back?
It's probably obliterated as well, I would guess. Like attach.
I would assume. I hope it's consistent.
Right, the consistency, right. Nice
Good thing
joke.
we're not talking about portals today. Oh, we are talking about portals
A
today.
little bit, but not
A little.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for portals.
thinking with portals.
True.
Anyways,
I just
we have
want cake.
two experts here in our other games. Vic, you played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, and
I did.
Jeth, you played a lot of Magic. And we want to use this opportunity to take a quick look at how these kind of equip spells and equipments were made in the other two games.
Mhm.
And let's start with Vic. How did these spell equipments work in Yu-Gi-Oh?
So, equipment spells in Yu-Gi-Oh were just like any other spell. You would just be able to play it, and you have to attach it to one of your monsters, and they exist in the spell and trap zones and can be interacted with your opponent through destruction of the monster or destruction of the equipped spell. So you could target them individually,
Mm-hmm.
unlike in Legends of Runeterra, where you can only interact with the unit. So equipped spells, I think they were a lot more niche when it came to Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, Axe of Despair was like just a generic beat stick card, but you can play as many equipment cards as you wanted onto a unit. Oh, Mage Power was pretty fun back in the day when there weren't many big units. But I feel like equip spells were never like super strong, and they got power crept pretty quickly for that game.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be the same for LOR? Like they're just there.
I think
They're
it's
not
a bit
game
different.
changing.
It's maybe
It's
Yeah, I think they'd be game changing.
the thing about well, yeah. I mean, they're very different in my opinion. Like, there's so much. The ones in lore are so much more harder or more difficult to interact with.
Mhm.
And I don't know how to really feel about that. I don't really like attach as a mechanic, so equipment feels similar to that. Like, I'm happy it's spell meta though, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Equipment in Yu-Gi-Oh, it always felt like a meme. Like, it felt like you were always like getting baited into playing equip cards because even some of them have like very narrow requirements for like what kind of cards they can be equipped to specifically.
Don't have one open for this. But yeah.
But yeah. I mean, you played. I'm pretty sure you played about as much as Yu-Gi-Oh as I did, Conansson. How did you feel about equipped cards back in the day?
Back in the day, I kind of liked them, but they also felt kind of bad because if they just, I don't know, kill your unit, your equip spell would also go to the graveyard and
Right.
you wouldn't get it back. It's just an easy way to 2-for-1 yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And historically, equip spells or the type of equipment, this was my favorite one. It's just like revives a unit for 800 life points, but if you kill this spell, the unit also dies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this was like one of the
See,
best ones in this band.
yep.
And yeah.
Forgot that this was a equipped card.
hmm And yeah, it was basically often a downside to be an equipped card because you had this lying around and then you could just mystical space typhoon it and blow it up. Like the most broken equipped card was just like one that goes infinite, where it's when it's sent to the destroyed to the graveyard, then you turn it to the hand, and because they have 0 cost, you could just play them over and over again. You had like a unit could not be equipped, so if you play the equipment, it would just be destroyed and go back to hand. You have infinite spell triggers to win. And yeah,
Oh,
like equipment spells in Yu-Gi-Oh! Were basically just a meme, unless they're
yeah.
like
That's
super
okay.
broken.
That's how I felt too. But I hope that I don't know what I've seen that there's like a bunch of equipments in Magic. People were talking to me about those on Twitter about Magic having a lot of equipped cards that were way more
Yeah,
impactful.
for Magic, like it's the equipments are more like artifacts, and equip is a keyword you use to like attach it to a creature, but in slow speed, and you have attach for burst speed, if I'm not mistaken.
Attach like goes immediately on the unit. But with like how these work,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
basically like a landmark that lies around. And you have to spend mana again to attach it to something. And then once the unit
Oh,
dies, it falls off and becomes a landmark again. But it's still a landmark even if it's attached. So if you have like a, let's say, aftershock, you can blow up just the attachment as well. That would
Yeah,
work
so
in
it's
lore.
like a separate permanent,
Yeah.
and then you have to pay to equip it.
So-
interesting.
So what would you say about the competitive viability of equipped spells in Magic? Death.
Well, when I was playing standard, I never really saw equipment in play. I think it didn't really affect the standard game during the time. But I know you play a lot of equipment in um commander games. But you play commander, Conansson?
Yes, I play some commander. And the most broken one, if you ever
Yes.
talk about in availability, is Lightning
Lightning
Greave.
Greaves.
So it's a 2-mana landmark, and its a good creature has haste and shroud. So shroud is like permanent space shield. You permanently can't deal anything with it, and haste is you can attack immediately, and you can move it around for 0
Yeah.
mana. So you can just like constantly move them around to everybody and space shield. Whatever your strongest unit is for free, basically.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, well, in Magic the Gathering, when you summon units, they have this thing called summoning sickness.
Mm-hmm.
So they can attack right away.
Yeah.
Unless they have haste.
It's like Hearthstone.
And this Lightning Greaves gives haste to the specific creature it's equipped to.
Yeah.
And you equip for 0. So it's pretty fast discard.
Yeah.
So with artifacts and equipment, you can just like during your turn tap it to change what card it's attached to. Like
You don't have to
during your
tap
turn?
it, you just have to pay the mana. It's basically never
Yeah.
taps.
Okay, so you have to pay the mana though, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wow, that's interesting.
But it's not like once per turn. Like you can just move it to one guy, attack with the guy, and if it dies, you can then move it to the other guy. A little bit more flexible than the lore mechanic, where you just put it in a guy and then you have to wait until the guy dies until you get it back again.
Mm-hmm.
And like I thought in modern, there's like also a equipment deck, right? Where you just play all of the zero cost equipments and draw infinite cards and stuff like that. Is it still a thing? Jeff, did you play modern at all or just standard?
Oh, modern? Yeah, I'm not so familiar with modern. Not yet,
okay.
at least.
Also-
I do have plans on playing.
I also want to showcase like the most broken one. This one's 2-mana artifact, basically. Whenever you strike with a creature, not even Nexus Strike, just strike, get 2 counters. Then you can use these counters to either get the guy that's attached to it +2/+2 for 1 counter, so you get the +4/+4 immediately, or you get to -2/-2, so basically 2 damage a creature, or you gain 2, so basically 4 life. And this one was
Wow.
really, really overpowered.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
So many texts on it.
Just imagine a unit that says strike, get a free Mystic Shot in hand, basically Ezreal, but on any unit, not just Nexus Strike, but just strike. And you can also get like 4 hive on it. So this was pretty broken. And yeah, in Shadowblade, I think equipments were easy to interact and just like artifacts, but the fact that you can reuse them is really, really good on them. Just can move it around. And it's a little bit similar to how the lore equipments work as well. You can get them back into hand and play them again. But you can't actively move them around on the board, which is a big difference.
Yeah, I would say that
Yeah,
equipment
that's true.
and the magic card weapon equipment cards were much stronger than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, for
Yu-Gi-Oh
sure.
ones just felt like you would play Axe of Despair and then there's like, all right, magical space typhoon, and you're just like, all right, awesome, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
it's so I don't know. It was equipment's always
It's like a
felt a
smaller
bit-
buff.
Yeah, you just clear it out, you just get rid of it. And I think that like one of the best things about equipment in Legends of Runeterra is that they bounce back in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're spells, right? And they're slow. Like I think equipment is very slow. You know what I mean? That's an entire action. Like I find like there are times where I don't want to play units because I'm like I don't want to give my opponent an action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like handing your opponent an entire action is just like so much tempo, and the fact that you're not developing a unit while doing this, and you have to have a unit on board already. I don't know. It just seems like a very slow card style.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. I have a feeling it's gonna work well with a one-man team army, something like the Pantheon decks, where you just stock everything on one unit, buff one unit, and let that unit end the game.
but you can't put multiple equipments onto a card.
Oh, you can?
I
I'm pretty
don't
sure you
know.
can only have. It's like attachment, right? You can only have one.
Oh yeah, you can only have one for sure.
I
But
don't
I
know
mean,
that.
that's too broken if.
Okay, well, we I guess we should try to verify that rule, but
Uh,
I don't. So we don't
Yeah,
spread too much
I think
misinformation.
it bounces back. I think if you equip with another one.
I'm not sure about that, but we will have to find out because, like, in all the other games, you can just put multiple equipments on one guy and it's fine.
Right.
Would be weird to have Lord be different. I know attached work differently, but it's like a little friend you have on your side. It makes sense that you can't have like 5 friends and have 5 weapons. Opinion.
Okay,
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
see.
it's true.
I'll look it up while we're going, and then
Yeah.
we'll be able to talk about it.
But I think like the weapon equipments overall are kind of fine, good middle ground. I just feel that they're a little bit too uninteractable, and then it's just like more hate for control decks that you just can't ever deal with these equipments, and they get value over and over, and it will be very annoying. Like you technically have one way to kill them already with like this guy in Demacia, but who will ever play this card? I think it's just like landmarks, but more oppressive.
Yeah, I think there's a specific play style to it when you're playing around equipments.
Yeah, we have to see how it
Probably
plays out.
mid range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but then maybe let's get started with the actual cards here. And there are some people that just hear, like, listen to these podcasts. So we just will read these cards quickly. We can go over your ratings. And we'll start with the first champion immediately, Kayn, who has a new creature tag, Darkin. And he's a 5-mana 2/5 Runeterra champion with Challenger, has an Origin, the Shadow Reaper. You put any cultist cards into your deck during deck building, so some spells and some units are cultists. And once you have summoned 3 cultist units, you get to draw a Kayn. So basically a free tutor after you play the ones of cultists. It's kind of nice. And then he auto equips the Darkin Scythe, which is a 0/0 weapon equipment that on attack gets +1/+0. Starts off as a 2/5, and when you attack, he goes to a 3/5. And when he kills an enemy, he heals for 2. And as a challenger, you can pick off a small unit. Level up, I've struck twice, similar to Garen. When I level up, you recall me. Becomes the 0 cost guy, and then you can choose how to resummon him. Either as a Shadow Assassin, where he gets elusive, and then the weapon says attack grant me +2/+0, or he gets the Rast form, where he gets Overwhelm and fully heals when killing an enemy, and also heals your Nexus. And his scythe gets +1/+1. So one's a little bit more mid-rangey, the other one is more like going to kill you with elusive damage. And he also has a champ spell. You give Crane quick attack this round. He starts a free attack challenging an enemy, so like a Cataclysm, but he also gets quick attack. So kinda good. And yeah, this is Kayn, basically. And we have quite different ratings for that. I gave him a 3, Jeff, you gave him a 10, and Vic, you gave him an 8. My reasoning for
Yeah, your score's so low. Well, what's up with that?
My reasoning for going so low is because I don't see Kayn at all. Being a entire champion is kind of a downside. We saw that with Evelyn. You are very limited in what kind of cards you can put into your deck. And you just get like 1 or 2 spells with that. And I just see him as a Garen. Like 5 mana, slow dude that has to strike twice. Then he gets some upside that's not even win the game. Like, I would play Garen in my Demacia decks over Kayn, to be honest. Might be a little bit extreme, but I don't see why you would give up a second region for Kayn.
I can see him in Demacia early on, like with this level up condition to strike twice. Yeah, he could be in Demacia for sure. And this the signature spell's not bad. Also, it progresses his level up. The shadow step, yeah, there you go. And the fact that you just have to, let's say you have a Kayn in your opening hand, and you have to cast 3 cultists to get the second Kayn, so you get the signature spell right away,
That's
right?
true. It doesn't say that you have to not see a Kayn in hand in order to draw. I hate that the cultist drawing condition is cultist units and not just like when you play 3 cultist cards or whatever, because there are cultist spells. And I think this
Yeah,
is the first time we
yeah,
have.
I agree.
Yeah, and is this the first time we've had regional, or excuse me, tribal spells?
Oh, is it? Yeah, actually.
I don't know,
I think so, yes. We have Lurk.
because now we have
Wait,
like the Dark Bands.
are there celestial spells?
Ah, yes, Celestial.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I wish that he would be drawn when you also play the cultist spells as well. I don't know. I think that my 8 might be too high. Like it just feels like he's a 5 mana card that ends that levels up on turn 7 if you're attacking with odds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless you use a spell to force him to strike a second time.
Yeah, that's
I don't
why I
know.
think he'd be more in Demacia early on. You know, with Cataclysm or single strike, he could level up very easily just at the next turn after.
Yeah.
Is he better than Garrett?
Better than Garen.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah, yeah. He has I think the challenger keyword is what makes it nice here, because then you can just attack and get the cheap units for service help.
Mm.
On turn 5, I play Kayn, you play Kaisa, and then I try to pull your bird? No, you're not. I don't know. It feels like
Yeah,
Kayn.
most likely.
Like, I agree with Conansson in regards to the fact that Kayn is a Runeterran card, and so we won't have spells. Really, you have like these new cultist spells, but is that enough?
I don't really think so. It's just like, even if you level him up, he doesn't really do anything. Like, sure, he's a Yusari or just heals you a little bit. But
Well, the Usari is a 5/6, right?
yeah, but
That's a lot of damage.
you still can get stunned, recalled, killed.
Yeah, he's slow. He's reminds me of Thresh.
Yeah. Thresh is also not really that good, relatively.
Okay, which one do you think is better? Is Rast actually better than the Shadow Assassin? Or is it just the League of Legends meme that red is always red?
I always went blue. I play Kayn, like League of Legends a lot. Jungle. It's like one of my mains. I always go blue and just meme around in bronze. But
Yeah.
it's funny to kill people. Don't take it out of context, please.
I think that Rast is so crazy. Like this as a card. Like this is a card in my healing your Nexus 2, fully healing. This card never dies, right? Like Rast never dies.
Yeah, but compare him to like Udyr.
Right.
Udyr is just also like getting regeneration immediately if he comes down.
No,
and he also
I
has
guess.
Overwhelm.
We had to pay like 3 cards for that.
Yeah, but you have to strike twice for that. Like, it's way easier to
Yeah.
play like 2 stances than you strike twice with him. I don't know, I'm just not
Yeah,
really.
Rast. I think Rast is crazy with the text, the second line of text there. When I kill an enemy, what do you call this? When you kill an enemy, fully heal me. Like you make use of his challenger keyword, right? Unlike this shadow assassin, you don't really want to challenge anyone, especially since you have elusive. Like the point is to be elusive, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
You
the
know,
challenger keyword seems out of place with shadow assassin.
mhm. I have a question. So, level 1 Kayn auto equips the Darkin Scythe. Does the Darkin Scythe retain those attack buffs when it transforms into Shadow Scythe or Corrupted Scythe?
I was also asking myself that, and I think it's in the real video, but I'm not sure of the result. It would make sense to keep the equipment, the buffs.
So then it
I
would
mean, when
be.
Kane levels, he bounces back, right? So would the equipment be back to your hand?
It could also be. You just have a second
Right.
side,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it gives you a second scythe.
maybe.
This is okay. I don't know. I think maybe we don't know enough of how his mechanics work, but I'm I don't know. I don't know. I might lower my rating a little bit. I don't know if it's like you fully think you fully think that Kayn is going to be meta dominating and defining and warping with that 10.
I think so early on, with Demacia, and Demacia is like the early meta region, because you can just pair anything with Demacia and they'd be good. So yeah, I feel like this card would be broken
We just play
early
elites.
on in the
Got
meta.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to add this. Even if he was 4 mana, I would just give him like a 7 or an 8. That's probably a sign that it's not a good card. Just edge.
But maybe I overrated him with 10 right there. I think I can stick with Wick's 8. Yeah, 8 would be a good number for it.
Great. Okay, I like how you hype. You hype for the new champions and think they're exciting, and that's cool. I also like the design of Kayn. I just think they could made him 4 mana, he would still not be broken. But we will see, maybe in the future. Yeah. Okay.
What do you want to look at next?
We had just get us the next card, Furious Wielder. It's like the bottom one, right?
Yes,
As this one's
Wielder.
spelled. 4 mana, fast in Noxus. An equipped ally strikes an enemy. So figure out
Cultist.
this. It's also cultist. Yes, I think this also depends a little bit on how good we think the weapons are. I think they are quite good, so obviously this strike style will be fine. I gave it a 6. Vic, you gave it a 5. Jeff, you gave it a 3. Why don't you like it, Jeff?
Well, it just requires you to play a specific deck. It's something that revolves around equipped. I don't see anyone playing this a full set unless your deck revolves around equipments, really. It's something like the Reputation, the Bloody Business,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we don't see much play of it of that card either.
Yeah, I think the reason for Bloody Business is that Reputation just kind of sucks, and it will always suck. And yeah, we have Furious Wielder equipment might just be better, but we also have like Whirling Death, so you can just always play Whirling Death. A little bit redundant, that's why I kind of didn't give it a higher grade, but I don't know. Vic, what is your thought?
It's also easily countered, I'd say. Like,
How?
the opponent can just kill your unit that is equipped. That's
But
that's
that's like
already a 2-for-1.
but that's like any spell though.
Any strike spell. Yeah.
Bro, like if you play
Yeah.
Concerted Strike, I'm just gonna kill your units. I don't know. I think that Furious Wielder it's a card. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
It is a card. I think it's a little narrow, but I think Noxus is like where you have like really conditional skills and abilities like this. Like Flock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I
I
see.
don't
I see.
know. I don't know how good this will be. Like it's fine. I don't think it's gonna be crazy. I think you're gonna have to run 3 of them in a Kayn deck. I
Yeah.
think that this, you know what, this is kind of sick in. Ooh, this is sick in an equipped. All right, this is what we do. All right, I'm gonna take it. I wasn't on last week, so I have to like make up for not being here. All right, you're Draven, Demacia Rally, right, with the Scout promotion, Furious Wielder Draven. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
And then you just style on kids with these strikes, and you
Nice.
just have like a billion. I don't know. I think this card's whatever. It's fine. Like the archetype needs cards like this, and the fact that Kayn has a combat trick like this in the cultist pool is very strong for his Runeterra package.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
It is a
move on.
cultist, yeah.
Let's move on. Next card, we skip over the Darkin cards where you can actually play them in Kayn. The next card we have here is Momentus Choice. 1 mana burst in Ionia, also cultist, so you can play it in Kayn. Give an ally +1/+0 or +0/+1 this round. If you have equipped an ally this game, play a copy of me on the same target. So it's like +2/+0 or +0/+2. You also get
I think you get to choose
spell.
again.
No, you don't think so. Maybe. So Vic, but you gave it a 7. Jeff, you gave it a 4. I gave it a 3. Vic, continue.
So it's a 1-mana spell in Ionia, right? That duplicates itself sometimes, and I just think about Eye of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And that
The
really
dragon,
makes me-
yeah.
It makes me upset, and I'm not saying that there's going to be an Eye of the Dragon equipped deck, but if there is, this card's going to be kind of in it. I think it's okay.
It's viable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 1-mana combat trick. Let's say you can make it. I don't know. The wording on this makes me feel as though you'll be able to choose again whether you want to do a +1 or a +0, or a +1 health or +1 attack. But is there ever a time? No, there's a lot of times where you'd rather go +1/+1 instead of like +2/0, right?
Just for your
Yeah,
information, like if you copy Twin Disciplines of Karma, you get the same result twice. You don't get to choose again. That's why I'm saying it doesn't let you choose again.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't let you choose again.
So you think that it's going to be a +2 in either stat? Okay, I mean, even if it is just like a +2 attack or +2 defense for 1 mana after a conditional equip, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's
good.
cool.
Uh,
Well, you
the
give it a
power set
4. What do you
in
mean?
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think it's a little too little of an effect. Like you have to have equipped, or you don't have this. I read it as this turn. It's this game. I totally
Yes.
misread that. But it's maybe I go up to 5 or something with it.
5.
But
Okay.
I'm still not really hyped on it because +0/+2 is literally a valued card. And it doesn't really see much play. And +2/+0, yeah, it's a little bit better, but yeah, it's still like,
It's an Ionia though.
yeah, a little bit flexible, and you get like these small upsides. So it's a card, but I don't think you will break the meta or anything. Maybe with like Lee Sin or
I
something.
do like that it's Ionia.
Yeah.
You know, with the I think it really works well with the Eye of the Dragon, like Wick said.
Yeah. And also with the flow mechanic.
Yes, with the
Yeah,
flow
the
mechanic.
flow mechanic.
Oh, wow, that's really scary. That's a Master Yi card.
Yeah.
That
Um,
is.
I think the fact that this is a cultist card, right? And now that we have 2 cultist spells that are combat tricks like this, I think that automatically makes Kayn's Runeterra Origin package better than like Jin,
True. Yeah.
because Jin has no spells.
Yeah.
Evelyn has 1 spell.
Evelyn has 2 spells. Alu has also a spell. 2-mana focus, summon, and guy.
No, that's not a spell. That card's not real. That card is not real. But yeah. Momentus Choice. It's a card. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on how strong Kayn is. Unfortunately.
Or if it sees any other home with equipment somewhere. We have to look at the actual equipment.
Oh, I think it'll be sick in Yi.
Yeah. Okay, next
Yeah.
card. 1-mana burst. Demacia, Tempting Prospect. Pick a follower or equipment from the top 4 cards of your deck. Draw it. Place the rest into your deck. So this works similar to Stalking Shadows, where it can whiff if you only have spells or champions on top of your deck or landmarks for whatever reason. And you will just draw nothing. And this actually probably will also shuffle like Stalking Shadows does. And whoa, Jeff, why are you both so high, Jeff and Vic? Jeff, what do you think?
9, yeah. Well, Demacia has no draw spells early on. Cheap draw spells. So I think this is gonna change Demacia's game for sure. Like you're gonna the versatility of picking an equipment or a follower is pretty good, and it's just one cast burst speed. Oh, that's really good. I'd say. What do you think? Wait?
I think the first thing that you mentioned was one of the biggest reasons why when I saw this card I freaked out. It's giving Demacia draw. And Demacia doesn't have ways to spend mana in not impactful moments. If that makes sense. Like the way that Demacia plays spells, it's like single combat, concerted strike, rallies. It's like very important spells because you're trying to spend as much mana as you can on units, right? Being able to have a single mana cantrip to draw a unit and kind of fill out your curve, I think it's going to be super helpful, and I think this is going to see a lot of play outside of cultist decks. I think this is just going to be at least a one or two of in piles, just all the time. You know what I mean? This is a pile card.
Yeah,
It's a crazy pile card.
it is.
I fully disagree with that.
Please,
yes,
let's go.
like Stalking Shadows at least gives you a +1. Like you get 2 cards for your one spell.
Okay.
And this at best draws you 1 card. But let's run a little bit of math here. If you have like 3 copies of this and 6 champions and no other cards in the deck, I turn like 5 or so. And it's like 30 cards and still 9 of them are, or 8 of them are bad. It's like almost a third chance to not draw a card here. Like you can't just stop playing champions. You can't just like there will not be a one champion Demacia deck all of a sudden like Elise with spiders where you play Stalking Shadows. You will still want to play single combat. You will still want to play Momentus Strike, and then you just really have the chance to have a 1 mana do nothing for like 1/3 of the time or even more. Just don't think that's ever worth the risk.
Well, Conansson, earlier this week I was playing a 40 unit deck. All right.
Okay.
And
What?
40 unit, and this card would have gone so well in there.
But why did you play
Yeah.
for a unit deck?
I don't know. It was funny, and we won. I don't know. It was we had a positive win rate after like 7 games. It was great.
And like
But it
normals
was
or
just-
what?
No, plat like one.
Yeah, it's basically normals.
Wow, toxic. I think Tempting Prospect is gonna be okay. I think I was like way too overhyped on it first because I was like, Demacia draw, but it is like you're saying, it is very narrow. I don't think it's gonna whiff as much as people are saying. People are saying like this card is like gonna draw you a lot of worthless cards, and I'm like, well, equipment, followers, like Demacia loves those. I think Demacia loves followers.
Yeah, and you pick a follower, right? Among
Yeah.
4 cards, so that's like it's huge.
It
Yeah.
could be, yeah.
But like, I think you just whiff a lot with it, and you won't just stop playing rallies, and you won't just like Demacia has the best spells in the game. Sharp side with rallies, with combat, whatever. It's like you want like a typical Demacia deck is like 50 spells and units. So even like Scouts has like 15 spells or so. So 9 or
There's
10.
a lot of whiffs.
Yeah. Like if you maybe play like elites and play no other cards, then maybe, but then you have to give up a Might of the Vanguard and one of the good spells.
Like you said, you're playing elites and you're playing a bad deck.
Yeah, I don't see it. And even in Kayn, like you said already, we have like some spells we want to play in Kayn. We want to play 3 Kayn probably. We want to play in another region, maybe the Master even. We will probably play it in Kayn, but other decks, I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm too pessimistic, but if you ever whiffed on Stalking Shadows and you actually needed to draw something, that's
Dude,
so bad.
I concede immediately. I hate whiffing Stalking Shadows.
Yeah. Okay, next card. Ranger Knight Defector, another cultist, 4 mana, 4/3 with tough in Demacia. Once you've equipped an ally this game, grant me Scout. Forbidden keyword Scout is back. And yeah, we all gave it a similar rating 5, 4, and 5. Jeff, what do you think about the card?
Yeah, the cards, I think it's very average. It's something like 4/4, except it's 4/3 top, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you Scout, which is good, but it's also conditional. So I'm not really sure about this card. I think it's average. Maybe best to walk when you use it. If you use it, so
So
I hope.
what I really don't
go
like about it is that there's no Demacian equipment yet. You can't play this outside of Kayn, basically. Like, that's why I gave it a low
Awesome.
rating.
Hell yeah.
I was like, you can play it in Kaiser and slam like your barrier equipment or something, but it's just barrier equipment.
Well,
pass equipment.
yeah, you can play Treasure of the Sands, right?
It's
Because you're in Kaisa.
Yeah, okay.
Check W.
But
I don't know, dude. It's almost dog water. It's fine. It's a cultist card. You know what? You play this as your third cultist unit, and you draw your Kayn on 5.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the best part of this card. It says it sometimes has the text "Draw Kayn."
Let's move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our better cultist here. Forsaken Baccai.
Woo!
Yeah, we all are. This is, in my opinion, the best card of the set. 1 mana, 2/1, cultist in Shurima, play, predict. This would already be OP.
Good, right there.
And if you pick a Darkin or an equipment, grant me +1/+1.
Oh my god, he's a 3. It's a 1 mana 3/2. Why does Shurima need this?
Power creeping our Legion
Exactly.
Rearguard again. Sad.
Why does Shurima need this? If this card was a 1 mana 2/1, like you said, play predict, it's busted.
Yeah.
This is Echozillion.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. It's so sick.
Is there any?
You don't even care. Like, if you don't proc it, it's fine.
Yeah.
You predict, yeah, you just predict.
Is there any deck you
It's
want to
1
play
mana
in
2/1.
Echozillion? Like any Darkin or so? Other things, right? Like you won't activate an Echozillion, but it's still really good in the deck.
And it's cultist.
Echozillion, you just want predicts, and you have a 2/1 blocker for aggro.
Yeah.
I think that's like just valuable. You know what I mean? It's a body and a predict.
And in Darkin
Yeah,
decks,
it's
it's just
not
like
a cultist, so it's a cultist 1-drop, so you can fix your top deck to get more cultist cards to get Kayn.
I don't know why it didn't. Like, I'll be honest. Okay, not that it needs to be stronger, but like, why doesn't it say if you pick a Darkin cultist or equipment? Like, why can't you pick itself? Like, it's
cultists are more
still cool.
popular.
I don't know. I guess it'd be more pop. It just
But you're kind of right with
there's
that.
more thematically.
It's kind of right because like you can't even put all the Darkin into your deck. Like this Darkin you can't even put into your Kayn deck, so it doesn't really make sense.
Unless you're playing Noxus. It's such a weird card, but like they made it work with like everything. So like the equipment is why you're picking it in Kayn decks. Like it can just slot into predict decks. It slots into Shurima decks. I don't know. It's just a solid card.
Broken card of the set.
It's kind of like like you can just jam it anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 1 mana 2/1. It's a common card. You know it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Imagine you're playing spiders and you have like a release in your opening hand, and your opponent goes play this and turn 1 and it's 3/2. Just like
You
spider
cry.
4.
You just cry.
Okay, next I would say best card, we all agree. Heedless Resurrection, I think it's pronounced. 5 mana slow Shurima. Once you have equipped an ally, this gamer costs 2 less, so then 3 mana. Revive the strongest dead allied champion. We have I and Jeff have it as a 7, Vicky have it as a 6. And yeah, where do you see this, Jeff? Do you see it in Kayn or also in other decks?
Well, I think you can see play with this in Shurima decks with Serath and Azir.
Ah, okay, that's kind of cool.
Stay on Azir.
Yeah. Just to summon them back in case you have to. Because most of the time we deal with Sarah against the Shurima decks. So this is a way to bring him back, especially since what do you call that spell that hides them under a landmark?
Ancient
The hour.
Hourglass.
Yeah, Ancient Hourglass. There you go. It got nerfed, right? So I think this would be like a backup spell for it. But not that great. So speed and conditional as well.
I mean, it's not conditional. It's just cheaper conditionally.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. That's true.
I mean, a 5 mana revive, it's fine. I don't know. It's in a region where I don't want their cards to come back. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of annoying. It just feels
Imagine
like
this on Mono Kaisa.
You can already see the screenshots of people being like, oh my god, my opponent has 3 Kaisers and the board at the same time and they all got buffed. How did
Yeah.
why is this still a thing? They buff Kaisers everywhere.
Oh my
Apparently.
gosh.
Like, dude, you already lost if you let them have one Kaiser on the
you-
board.
Do you think that they would have made this 6 if Jace didn't exist?
What? That's so hilarious, yeah. And if you just get it off of Pharaohs then.
Right. Oh my! Like this card can never cost more than 5 mana, and that's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Because you cannot give this to like Jason Pharaohs. It's so dumb.
Then you just
love
play
it.
the Gatalyst and Chase, and you have
Yeah.
to activate it.
But yeah, Heedless Resurrection. It's a card. It's fine. I don't think. Do you even think that Kayn plays this? It's so slow in Kayn decks.
Yeah. It's generally pretty slow.
Yep.
Like you have to have your champion die, and then you have to play it with spell mana. If you like mid-range champion dies, it's like 10-7 or 8, and they can have a deny or like even a notify. Like cost
Yeah.
reduction can be hurting you even. But definitely a little bit overhyped, I think. But it's a fine card.
I think it's okay. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think generally, Kayn would be a slow deck, so this wouldn't be bad. Maybe one off.
Yeah. Okay, next card here.
Yeah.
We have to scroll up right to this Shadowblade Fanatic. Where did I go?
Oh, sorry. It's not. Wait.
Did we miss?
No, no. It is Shadowblade. It is Shadowblade. And then
Okay.
Noxian.
Okay. I can miss the ordering here. 3 mana, Ionia Cultist, 3/2 with quick attack. Once you've equipped an ally this game, create a Shadow Fiend in hand. So this works while he's in play. So if you have him in play and equip him, or if you have already equipped this game, you just get the Shadow Fiend immediately. Shadow Fiend, of course, is the 1 mana 4/3 ephemeral guy. And we're all pretty low on it. I'm a 5, you both are at a 4. Jeff, why don't you like this card?
Well, I just think it's very average, and it only triggers once, right?
Yeah.
Once you've equipped this
Mhm.
game. So I think if it triggered every time you play it, it would be way better. But it's just once, so that's a messed up part there.
And it's
Yeah,
kind
and
of
Shadow Fiend is not the best. It's a 1-drop 4/3, right?
Mhm.
1-drop, yeah. But it's also ephemeral, so I don't know. I don't see where this card fits.
Yeah. Kind of funny, like it's like a set and it creates a shadow, but same stat line, but set is just way better than this. But otherwise, it's just like payoff isn't really there. Like, sure, you get your guy out, but then it trades into like a Pharaoh's Financier on the block.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
It's just
It's so bad. Like it's a cultist card, and so you'll play it in Kayn to draw your Kayn. Shadow Fiend, I think like the thing about it is it is quick attack, right? So it does get it does apply a non-zero amount of pressure.
Yeah.
Right? It attacks for 3 damage. It gives you a free blocker,
Mm-hmm.
or a free decimate, and I think that is kind of funny. I think it's a bad card. I think they put it in the cultist package to it's gonna attack, maybe clear a chump blocker, and then you're gonna trade it into their 4-drop.
Yeah.
Like this card's, I don't know. 4 is gracious.
Yeah, I don't really see it either. Like the Shadow Fiend is nice if you compare it to like Waking Sands. You often like Treasure Seeker is one of the best one-ups in the
Oh
game
my
because it just gives
God,
you
yeah.
the Waking Sands. But you also get this immediately in turn 1, and you won't activate the Shadowblade Fanatic on turn 3 like ever. It's simply like a 1-drop and a 2-cost equipment somehow. Won't really be the case. So, meh. It's just there, and you play it in Kayn because it's a cultist, but you won't play it outside of Kayn, I guess. Okay, next guy, Noxian Defector. 4 mana, 2/4 cultist. Jeff, you like it. 4 mana, 2/4 cultists, quick attack, and then attack, grow my power to that of the strongest equipped ally this round. So you have this guy out, you have another equipped guy. I guess you can also have him, but it does nothing, the ability. And if the other guy is like a 5/4, then he goes also up to a 5/4 when he attacks. The other guy does not have to attack. And yeah, that's all it does. So I have it at a 4, Vic, you have it at a 3, Jeff at a 7. Jeff, why don't you like it? Why do you like it?
Well, I think this is more like the third cultist card you play before you get Kayn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a quick attack that gets power from the strongest equipped ally, and it's also a 4 health creature, so it's really hard to deal with really. And yeah, it's 4 health and it's also quick attack. That's just too good, I think.
Interesting. Wick, what do you
Well,
think?
About Noxian Defector?
Yeah.
It's a 4
yeah,
mana do nothing.
it's
Like
not
it's a
it's
win
not do
war
nothing,
card.
bro.
It's a win card. Why do we have 2 cultists on 4 mana? Kayn
This
is
is the
never being
better.
drawn. Kayn is
This is
never
the
being drawn.
better third cultist for sure.
But
Like you
I'm
wouldn't
just
want
like,
to play this Ranger Knight if
they're
over
both
the
dog
Noxian
shit.
Defector. Well, I don't know, maybe. But it's just
Okay,
that it's a more toughness and quick attack that makes it really good.
I think
he just
Of
gets
course,
chumped.
sorry.
This thing is equal to a spider. Okay. Here, if Noxian Defector said attack, grow my power and gain the keywords of the strongest equipped ally, because then you could give it overwhelm. Then maybe, but I don't know, dude. Like you have to have 2 units on board. You have to have this card. You have to have another card, and then you have to have an equipment on that other card.
Wait, what if you have the equipment on this Noxian Defector?
And nothing. He gets nothing.
like, it just gets its
Really?
own
Like, would
stats.
it?
No, because
Yeah,
it's
you get.
grow. It's not gain.
Yes.
It takes it to the equal the amount.
Yes.
Oh shit! Actually,
It's dog shit.
you're
I
not
don't
wrong
know,
there.
man. The more I look at these Kayn cards and the equipment, I was like, these are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think they could
pretty
have pushed
slow
it
for
more.
sure. It's very slow.
There's
It's
just
so slow.
so much has to go right. You have to have this guy, another guy has to be magically equipped already.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
don't
too many
know.
hoops.
Yeah.
Too many hoops. So I don't know. I saw it. I was like, this is bad. Like cards that depend on other cards to do things have always been bad at this game.
Yeah.
That is true. In
Like
general,
Attica.
really.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I don't know. I don't think this card. Like obviously you'll play it in a Kayn deck, but now I don't think Kayn decks are good.
Okay. Was this all the Kayn cards, right?
Right. So now we're on Kayn Full Set. Oh man, what the fuck? These are wrong. Mine's wrong. Maybe a
Yeah.
6. Maybe a 6 the highest for me.
My rating is just 4 because I gave no card in Kayn higher than a 5. So what else would it be? Like, maybe the support, the predict guy, I
Yeah,
gave it a 9, but this is like the only
Death
saving
has a
grace.
9.
This is the only saving grace.
Yeah. I feel like
for
the Kane set's like more on leaning to mid range playstyle more than aggro or anything.
Yeah.
Right. And I kinda like that, slow down the meta a bit.
I hope he's able to slow down the meta.
I think he will just play just like Evelyn. Like,
Oh, that's so rough.
Well, you may
Oh,
be right.
that's what we have to do. We'll have a whole episode just on the design of Runeterra champions. Oh god.
in the
But
future. So
Kayn,
Jeff, do you stand with your 9 rating? Do you think he will be as meta warping as like Kaiser or something? Or do you just think he's like weaker now?
Well, not like Kaisa. Kaisa's stupid, so
but Kai's is at
not
least
like
a 9.
Kaisa. Yeah, well, maybe we can tone it down to maybe 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. We have to see how it works out. But for now, let's move on to, I would say, the better of the 2 real champions so far. And that's Master Yi.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Master Yi, the most hated low Edo bronze champ ever.
Yo.
When I faced him first game, it was just like a fat Master Yi, and he just instantly pendered all of us by being
Yep.
untargetable.
Yep.
It's
I used to be an Ashe main, and I would hate Master Yi.
I'm also an Ashe main. Ashe and Kaiser,
Yep.
and sometimes Jungle Kayn. But yeah.
Alright, so
let's read him out
please.
first. 3
Yes.
mana Ionia, 2/3 quick attack. So I don't think we have a 2/3 quick attack in. Alright. Round start, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 1 this round, and flow, grant all allied Master Yis everywhere +2/+0. So quick reminder, rounds that happens before you draw your card. So you have to already have a spell in hand, it won't discount drawn spells. And then once he's dealt 12 damage, so this particular Master Yi, not the second one, he levels up and turns into a 3/4 and gets the same round-start effect, but now has attack. I immediately strike the weakest enemy. And yeah, I gave him a 6, Jeff, you gave him a 10, and Vic an 8. The champion spell is just Wuju Style. We will talk about that later on. Jeff, what do you think?
I think this card's crazy, to be honest. I'm excited to use this on a control deck more than anything.
And a control
I
deck.
think with the catalog of regrets and the go hard. I don't know. I may be tripping.
I think you are.
Like,
But really quick, would you please explain what flow is?
Oh yeah, flow.
That's a new keyword.
Right, so if you have played 2 spells last turn, you can have the flow effect this turn. It's like Deep Meditation or Eye of the Dragon, I guess. Flow
Spells or skills.
It's skills as well.
Yes, skills as well. So we have Yi Jin.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
absolutely.
oh, he's got skills. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe.
skills.
What skills are in Ionia? Stagehand.
Yeah. Not really that many, I guess.
No. I think it's interesting though that they made flow not just spells like Eye of the Dragon, but
Equipment doesn't
It's
count,
fine.
right?
No, it's an equip card, not a spell card.
Mm-hmm. So too.
It's like
Yeah, so
landmark.
Master Yi, would you use it on an aggressive deck or a slower deck?
I think a tempo like set. You have like your guy and then you have a bunch of
Tempo deck.
spells. And then you just like Delver in MTG. You just have your guy and it discounts your stuff, and you just try to counterspell everything they do while your me likes down the board. It's bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
you
feel-
just bait Master Yi on the board.
And I broke in the action, by the way. If you Dawn and Dusk your Master Yi, you copy his original stats, then he gets the everywhere buffs again. So if you have like Master Yi, you give him elusive and then Dawn and Dusk, you will get like, if your original one is like a 7/4, your other copies will be like 11/4s. And like have multiple potential.
Is there any specific champion you want?
Not really, he's like all around fine, I think. Maybe with the Marcia, if he's like dealing damage. Maybe with, I don't know, I can see the Gohard back actually. Like if you play like Gohard instead of like any, play Master Yi.
It's just gonna be Yi Shen, dude, and it's gonna be really degenerate, and it's gonna just be Ionia Demacia all over again.
Oh, Shen, that's kind of cool. I like Shen.
Yeah, I think that Master Yi is really funny. I really like his card design. I love the Alpha Strike going into the attack on the level 2. The flow and the discount is super sick. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna feel like Miracle Rogue-ish, where you're playing a lot of spells, you're making big units, and you're kind of comboing off onto your opponent. We're in Ionia, right? We're in Ionia. We're just gonna do whatever the hell we want, and then make sure our opponent doesn't have any fun.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about what Master Yi is gonna do.
The only doubt I have about Master Yi is like compare him to Aphelios. Like, sure, you if you play 2 cards of Master Yi, then the next turn on the round start you get like +2/+0. If you play 2 cards of Aphelios, you get a free insanely good spell, and you can do it all over again in the middle of the turn multiple times. You have to wait to round start, so I think you will just try to get excited, and you will be sad. You have to see.
Wow. Okay, so the bar is now guys to get excited, because like if he was a 3/2, people would be like, "Oh, he dies to Mystic Shot," but now we died to get excited, and we're still bad. Isn't that fine? Like if my Master Yi dies to a get excited, first of all, why do I not have a Twin Discipline or an Opify? And second of all, they just tossed 2 cards out to kill my Master Yi.
Yeah, I can see that, but like it's not going to be easy to kill him. But eventually we will just kill him. We will have to kill him, but maybe we give out too much tempo with doing that. Maybe Ionia is so good at defending him, but why would I defend this over like Karma or Aphelios? Like
Karma?
Yes. I would rather play Karma than Master Yi.
Oh, hey.
What? What?
That's crazy. What would you give Karma right now? 5 mana 4/4.
Like a 6 or a 7.
All right. So you think this card is going to see less play than Karma? That's a hot take.
No, not really less play, but it's like
No,
cheaper.
definitely not.
But I would rather spend my protection on Karma.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think this card is going to be more impactful for the meta? You just gave Karma a 7 potentially, which is higher than what you gave Master Yi.
Yes, because I think Karma has like a, just by existing, has like warped the meta of Runeterra forever. Because you can't ever go to turn 10 because you just auto lose. That's why everybody's like, I have to have a super win condition. Like Karma is warping the meta by existing since the beginning of Runeterra.
That's true. All right. Fine.
Okay, funny discussion. I think it's funny, but like Zed is. Would you on turn 3 rather play Master Yi or Zed?
Oh, I'd rather play Zed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yo,
Not
why is he
really.
not round? Well, he's round start reduce. He
Yes.
doesn't even reduce when you summon him.
no, he's just like a 2/3.
Oh, wait. He should be a summon or round start.
Yeah, but then you would have
You know what I mean?
too many words on the card.
That's
Players
not
would be
true.
confused.
Aphelios has so many cards. Like Aphelios has so much text. Oh my goodness. That's very clunky that it's only round start.
Yeah.
That sucks. So you play him on when do you play Master Yi?
So like you play him on 3.
Goldex.
With the coin or without the coin? Like playing him with the coin, you're attacking with a 2/3? Great.
Wait, the coin. Like in the wrong game here.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm just saying on turn, like if you're going second, like you play Master Yi on 3, you're blocking, I guess, and then you get the round start on turn 4. Ah
Yeah.
man, it's starting to look chunky.
Yeah. And like you can't even activate it on turn 4. Like if you play him on turn 3 and then you like your opponent just open passes, you can't even play 2 cards because then your shields will be down. You get this benefit on turn 5 or something.
Oh my gosh, is it too
What do you guys
slow?
think of Nami with Master Yi?
It's funny for sure, yeah.
I have no idea yet. Nami is a broken card, so maybe Nami could carry Yi.
How do you deal with like low white boards? Or just play scout or something, rushes it down. You're not FTF red card. Can just die.
Rough.
Anyways, enough of Master Yi. Let's move on to the next card. Vastayan Disciple. God, where do I have to scroll? Down here. Okay, I think this is one of the best Master Yi cards. Maybe a little bit lower. I gave it a lower rating because it's like Master Yi. Let's read it first. 1 mana Ionia, 1/1 elusive, Nexus Strike, recall me, and transform me into Shimon Wind. Shimon Wind is a 2 mana burst spell. Summon a Vastayan Disciple and draw 1. Me and Vic gave it a 7, Jeff, you gave it a 9. I'm interested to compare this to the Morn, right? 2/1 that recoils just on Nexus Strike. And yeah.
I saw people compare it to Zoe.
Yeah, I see that. I see that on Twitter.
A 1/1 draw a card.
Mm.
But this one protects itself.
Yeah, Jeff.
But I can see, I can see this in the Ari Cannon builds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it recalls itself, yeah, and you get more draw cards, so you get to draw 1 with its spell.
Yeah. And
so I don't know. Maybe it's additional 1 drop. It's a replacement for the other one, the Morn, probably.
Is it better than the Morn?
I think so, yes, because it's a burst speed summon. No, like the draw is like second, but it's like sometimes with like Ari, like you can end your turn on just Ari and then you burst speed summon this and an open a tank, something like that.
Yeah, there you go. It's burst speed, so it's pretty crazy too.
It's pretty gnarly. I agree.
You're still giving up damage,
and it's
though.
A blocker.
Yeah.
Burst speed blocker is not so bad too.
Mm-hmm. Like you're still giving up damage, and you still will run droplet over it in like Ari Cannon, but will be fine, I think. See some play. Master Yi though, maybe, right? Like Master Yi is.
I don't. Yeah, this is a Master Yi card. Oh, just because it turns into a spell that you can use to prop flow.
Yeah, but I'm so excited for this card. I love Ari Cannon deck. I even use it until now. Pretty crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Toxic.
Okay, next one.
Plastic.
Next card here, we have the Disciple of Doran, right? Yes. 2 mana, 2/2.
Doran.
When I'm summoned, Ionia, 2 mana, 2/2. When I'm summoned, create a preparation in hand. Preparation, 1 mana focus. Reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 1. I gave it a 5. Vicky gave it a 10. What? And
I know.
Jeff, 7. Vic, 10. Explain.
It's a 2 mana 2/2, which I think have always been very strong in this game, especially when they give you a card in hand, right?
Yeah.
Preparation with flow, with deep meditation and Eye of the Dragon. It kind of opens you up to doing a lot more things with your mana and proccing your flow and getting your combos off, in my opinion. The fact that it's not fleeting means that you can just sit with it in hand. I think it's just a very solid 2-drop for Ionia, which I don't think has had very many solid 2-drops that could block or just gives value on summon.
Just for reference, I gave it a 5, Jeff a 7, Vic a 10. And
Yeah.
my first question is compare this to Lunari Duskbringer.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Like, why is preparation focus? Why is it a 2 mana 2/2 instead of a 1 mana 2/1? It's like,
Because it's in Ionia.
yeah. So
You can't give Ionia like a 2 mana discount one. I think like making it cost 3 is fine. Right. This is a. I don't know. Maybe
it's
it's
like
not
a
10.
spell.
It's probably not a 10. And I'm probably on some Miracle Road copium, seeing a card called Preparation, being like best card of the set.
I like that.
Okay. Maybe it's not a 10. Maybe it's not a 10. But I think it's super sick.
I think it's a worse controller just by miles. Or like a Pharaohs, just get like a weak card. It's not. Why is it not burst? It's like so tilting to me. But even preparation
Because it
into
doesn't need to be. Oh well, it would be broken if you could discount something on the stack like you could with the Celestial. I think it's broken.
wait, what do you mean on the stack?
So like, because it's focused, right? You can't play it like when there's like spells going on. So like, let's say you had 3 mana and you had a preparation in hand and deny. You can't discount the deny unless you decided to do it ahead of time.
But that doesn't work,
That's what.
Vic. Like you still spend
What do
1
you mean?
mana. Like you don't get
Oh,
+1.
that's true. Wait, what's the?
It's just for flow and for nightfall, I
God,
guess.
it's so bad.
We'll
Why is it
find
on?
it
I mean,
zero.
you could use it earlier.
Yes, that's
Use
true.
preparation earlier.
You have to use it
on
earlier. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
They're just
It's
like
so
it's
bad.
discards. Oh my god.
It's so bad. It's so bad. All right.
It's
It's a 2
just
mana.
went down to 6.
Yeah, it's fine. -4. It's not good.
If it was a 0 mana, sure. Then I would also give it a 10.
Yeah. If it was 0, I was playing it as a 0 mana spell in my head for some reason.
Like preparation 0 mana discount by 2. That would be pretty good, right?
Woo!
I would play
That's
Disciple of
nice.
Doran.
That's a
My
combo
cat is-
card.
Walking on my keyboard. Come on, Tigger.
Jeff, anything you want to add to the card? Or has everything been
Well,
said?
I think it's a decent card, and I think you can use preparations very strategically. Early on, you can use it on a counter spell, and it's unexpected that you have a deny for 3 mana, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a way you could use it.
It has uses, yes, but do you put a 2 mana 2/2 into a deck for that? Or like a Green Day Duo or something? It will have its place,
Well,
maybe, but yeah.
yeah, it's a decent blocker, I'd say. 2
Okay.
mana 2/2.
Oh my god.
Okay, next card.
Right? And that's Soul Sword, right?
Oh, that's the Ionia equipment. 4 mana Ionia equipment gives +3/+2, and flow I cost 2 less. I think this is one of the best Master Yi cards. Because like spell mana is so you can use spell mana on this, and it's just like this is Twin Disciplines, but like better, and you get it back each time. Just like put it on elusive. I gave it an 8. Jeff and Wick, you gave it a 6. I think this will just be like Ari Cannon will play this. You just put this on your Ari and then it's like a 5 attack and then you just proc your reputation 5 times. But I think this is that good.
All right, let's go. I think it's super safe. I think Flow is gating this a little bit because I don't think you'll ever play this at 4 mana, right?
Why
You think
not?
that's really? You think that you don't mind playing this at 4 mana?
Yes, it's spell mana. Spell mana literally doesn't matter.
It is spell mana.
What's the earliest that you're playing this?
I know, turn 3 with like Ari.
I guess turn 3, right? If you pass on
Yeah.
1,
Yeah.
so you have just an Ari, and the Ari is a
5/4.
5/4.
Yeah. And it's
And
not
you
the
only have
worst.
Ari. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a quick attack 5/4, but I mean, you're not
10
using spell mana.
damage.
Like, it's not 10 damage. You don't have anything else on board.
Oh, yeah, right.
You have to activate flow somehow. How do you do that? Probably a way.
Like you can't flow this out on 3. Not if you develop. I mean, you could play a card on 1, play 2 spells, 2 1-mana spells on 2, and then flow this on. I don't know. It just feels like it's very slow. I don't think it's that fast. I don't.
Maybe
think
you don't play it on curve.
Yeah,
You don't.
I don't think
You
you
don't.
can see this in Ari Cannon.
Maybe you don't play it on curve for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Just play it later on when it's lethal.
I just don't know. I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that equipment is going to be super, super strong. Like, I think it's solid, and I think this is a good card at 2 mana, but you have to flow. And you have to flow and also have units on board. So you have to have units on board, which is opposite of banking for spell mana, right? And you have to play spells. So you have to do like 3 different things.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like it's just spell mana. Like the 3 doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So
but
I
you're
think
in a
it's
spell-heavy region and deck.
Yeah, but it just pass. Like you just open pass 2 times or something, and you have the spell mana, and you just at some point play Soul Sword with it.
What are you playing it on? You open pass twice.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. The opponent also passes.
You don't have any units on board then.
Yeah, like but it's fine. Like if you play with darkness or something, just pass, and you play your droplet, and then you're like, okay, do you kill my droplet with a ping? Then I recall it. Do you not kill it? Then I put my Soul Sword on it. And it's like a 3 health, and you can't kill it anymore. And you have to spend the darkness, and then I recall it, and I do it again next turn. Like, it's just such a good card against control.
Ionia has this Tailstone, right? Where you can do 1/1.
Yeah, Tailstone as well.
Tailstone and then the potion thing that costs for 1 on mana.
Yeah.
So you can use this for 4.
I think it's one of the best spell or equipment cards that we've seen.
Agreed.
For sure. I think it's making it kind of goes back into the Master package being very slow. Slower than I thought first. But it's a lot of I don't know. I think it's okay. I give it a 6. I think it's solid. I think it's fine. I think you're playing 2. I don't know if you're at 3.
No, never 3. Like all of the equipments, you never play more than 2. A general rule. Mostly 1, but
yeah.
Okay. Nice. Next card, you have like Wuju Style or Wuju Style. Say that.
Wuju Style.
Wuju Style.
Wuju Style.
1 mana burst. Give an ally +2/+0 this round. Create a meditate in hand. Now this is 2 mana burst fleeting. Give an ally +0/+2 this round. And you don't have to give this to the same ally. You can like save it for another guy or play it later this turn or whatever you want. And yeah, I have it as an 8.
Basically, it just triggers flow.
No, I think it's way better than just triggers flow. I have it as an 8. Jeff, you have it as a 6. Vic, you have it as a 9. Jeff, what don't you like about it?
Well, I think the only purpose of this card is to trigger the flow and just to buff up a bit.
Well, what would you say is the best?
But I do. Well, actually, yeah. The meditate is a focus speed.
No, it's
so
burst
it's
speed.
only the Wuju Style does first. Is it?
It's
shit!
burst.
It is.
They're both burst.
Oh fuck! Damn, that's actually really good now.
LOL. You're trolling?
You can also
I
like
thought it was focus speed.
No
Yeah.
way.
preparation is focus.
Oh shit.
You can change your rating if you want,
Okay.
but
What do
like
you want to give it?
like my comparison is to Troll Chant, which is the best combat trick in the game, and just gives one guy -2 and the other guy 2 health. And this one is +2 and 2 health, a little bit worse than Troll Chant because 2 attack is kind of useless, and also 1 more mana, but it's 2 spells, so it's a little bit different. But
There's
Yeah.
a lot of elusive and quick attack. It's in Ionia.
yeah, Master Yi, for example.
Exactly. Mastery, and so like, and it levels up your mastery faster. It procs your flow for next turn,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. The +2 defense being 2 mana is so annoying. I'll be
That's
honest.
fair.
Like, I don't know.
Like
Like,
1
why
mana
did
would
they
be
make it?
broken.
Yeah, be broken, but like it's also necessary. Like 3 mana for this combo is crazy. But this is sick on like Zed. This is sick on Zed. You just float, play Zed, Wuju style him. Oh my god. After the Mystic Shot, GG.
Yeah, second Mystic Shot.
Second Mystic Shot.
Game.
But then, yeah.
Just
that's true.
play Z turn 3 with some spell mana.
No,
and
that's
just
what
attack.
I'm trying to say, but that's true.
Uh-huh.
Your opponent could just double Mystic Shot.
Yeah, or they
Um,
flock you. Fun
Oh
cards.
my god.
Blocks are toxic. But yeah, good combat trick, right?
It is burst.
Yeah.
So Jeff,
So
what do
you
you change your
still
rating
get
to?
the shadow out. I think I'm sticking with 6 for this.
You
Okay.
stick with
I think
6.
But
Okay.
it's
a
an
fine
aggro card and
What?
yeah. Yeah,
It's
bro.
an
And,
aggro card.
you know,
It's slow. It's slow. It's 3 mana. Aggro doesn't play mana.
I played this in Karma Kindred. It's so good. And, like, get blocked by a 4/5, you do a Wuju Style, and they get excited, do a guy, and then you meditate. Insane.
Just Karma Depths. I think Wuju Style will be played quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it's as good as Overcharge.
Yeah, unnerved overcharge maybe, but
Yeah.
it's probably one of the best combat tricks right now. Like, Twin Disciplines comes close, but it's like, yeah, similar, but you can't play 2 kites. Like this guy, you can buff 2 guys up. Like imagine in Ari
actually,
Cannon.
you can,
Yeah. Like I attack you with Ari and whatever. When you block one Ari, then I go Wuju Style on it. And then you are like, okay, I want to ping your Dancing Droplet, but now I can't because you have this meditate in hand, and then
Yeah.
you just like counter my my Pokestick as well.
Yeah,
Just
it's kind of
lose.
sick. It is kind of sick.
And also like Lee Sin combos. So, funny.
Yeah, at least in getting +2 attack is funny. Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fine card. I think this is the Master Yi cards, right?
Yep.
Nice. Full set, I gave it a 7. Like some cards are fine and will probably be playable. Jeff, you gave it a 9. What are your last words on Master Yi? The set.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think you can use mastery in very versatile archetypes. You can use it aggro, mid range, or control. So it's a really nice set for me.
Okay. Like,
Yeah, I think Master Yi will see a lot of play and experimentation. I think that it's a very complicated card in regards to how you can best and when to, prop flow. I think the spell discounting is always very crazy. So I think that he'll see play. I don't think he's as fast or aggressive as I wish he could be, but I think he's going to be like I don't know. Like I said, you put this in Shen Demacia, and I'm upset. I think he's just fine in that deck. He's better than Fiora in that deck.
oh, the live after your
Yeah.
copium.
Copium.
I hope so much. At some point. Yeah, maybe. Okay, that leaves us with the normal cards here. And the first one I'm really hyped about because it's Bone Splinter. Like the card we just saw in Magic the Gathering. It's back in Runeterra. 1 mana, Noxus, equipment, 2 +2, just +2 attack. And I'm equipped, deal 1 to your Nexus. Each time you play it, you get pinged by 1. And you may also spend 8 mana to play me as Naganeka of Tsureta. I don't know. An 8 mana, 5/13, overwhelm, round end, the strongest enemy, and I strike each other. We all gave it similar ratings. I gave it an 8. Jeff, you gave it an 8. Vic, you gave it an 8. A 7.
7.
Jeff, maybe in comparison to Bone Splinter, what do you like about this card?
Well, this card is I like that you can cast it for for a creature spell instead in the later game. Like it's a bomb later on, but early on it's an equipment, so it's very versatile, and that means it's a good card too. And it's also a removal. You know, the creature, the follower is a removal.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's pretty. This card is crazy. I like it.
Vic?
Yeah, I think the 1 mana equipment is just so sick.
Yeah.
You know, you could just slam this, I think, in a lot of decks, and then if you top deck it later when you have 8 spell mana or unit mana, bada bing bada boom, you got this crazy 5/13. Around that effect is like cool. It just feels like Nox Ryan Arena, which has never seen any play. I think it's going to see more
It's
players in equipment.
reputation.
Uh,
Yeah, it triggers reputation as well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're triggering reputation after turn 8, I think you've already lost, but it's okay. Um, I don't know. Like on one hand, it doesn't even win the game when it comes down. I think it's crazy as an equipment, though. I think it's
Yeah,
stronger as an equipment than as a unit. I think the unit just makes it not terrible to top deck late game.
I agree. I think you maybe play this as a unit like 1 game out of 50 or so. Because you will
Yeah.
just play this in like pirate aggro as a 1-off or something, just against
Yeah.
control decks that are annoying, and then you get your mon cost card back over and over. What I think this card is really bad into is all of the value guys. Like you play timelines and you just have your 2/1 that gets your card, and you have another 2/1 that gets your card. And you just have like your buffed up one drop that still trades with your 2/1. And it just
Right.
doesn't do anything and pings you over and over. So I think it is worse than Bone Splinter in this regard because there's not that many value guys or +1 guys in Magic. But I think it's definitely sick as a 1 or 2 of an aggro decks.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a good card.
I think it's solid.
Yeah. Definitely goes into pirate aggro. Next card.
Buried are Dragonic Bands.
I think so, yes, right. Okay, Dragonic Bands, 4-mana Targon, +3/+3. Fury, my bearer is a dragon equipment. Gave it a 6, Jeff a 4, Vic a 5. Vic, what do you think? Let's start with you this time.
Why 6? 6 is the highest now.
Okay.
Like Conansson.
I can also start. I think this
Oh,
is.
Conan?
Yeah, it's fine. I can also start. I think this is just like a good card. I always like these equipments, and you can just play this in any like value deck and just get your 3/3. That's a big stat line, +3/+3 for 4 mana. Like Battleborns gave you 4/4 and 2 units. This one gives just 3/3 and Fury. And yeah, I think it just has enough upsides. See play in like a Bahnhof, I don't know. So he equipped like Invoke deck where you just spam random units, for example,
Mhm.
and do a lot of stuff there, or maybe even in Taric Pantheon. Although equipment doesn't trigger Faded from what I've heard, which is pretty random, but
Wait, what?
yeah, I don't know. I have just heard about it in like on Discord. Not sure if it's true, but
Okay. Whoa, that'd be really weird.
yeah.
Because I was specifically going to say that this would be really cool in Pantheon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't trigger Faded, I mean, it's still a +3/+3 plus Fury onto Pantheon, which I think is 2%.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it costs 4 mana for 6 stats, and how having the tag I am a dragon, how impactful is that to give a card a tribal?
Well, you can play the Molten Strike on it. You can tell me what
Molten
Molten
Strike,
Strike is. Get a
your eggs
penny.
work on it, right?
Yeah.
And
And
your
yeah,
mana levels up.
I'm looking forward to the guys who will play this in like Tahm Kench, and then I will be sad because Tahm Kench doesn't kill the unit, just obliterates it.
LOL. True.
And it's sad. But Jeff, what do you think about it?
I think it's decent. Yeah, it's you can put it on slower decks like Tom Kench exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And having Fury is a nice keyword to have, and
Yeah.
it's also different compared to other equipments in that way.
Nice. I guess you all agree. So let's maybe move on to the next one. Hope we can move onwards. Otherwise, we'll just read the Buried Armory really quickly. 1 mana. Shurima. Oh, Great Hammers is first. What? Buried Armory. I'm not sure here. Okay, Buried Armory. Maybe I mixed them up. Buried Armory, 1 mana landmark. Counter on 2. Create a Treasure of the Sands in hand. And Treasure of the Sands is an equipment. 3 mana, +4/+4, and that's it. I gave it a 7. I think this card is quite decent. Jeff a 6, Vic a 4. I think it's basically a gigantic buff to Bomber Twins. Just getting this part of Bomber Twins is really, really good. I think it's also going to see play in like Talia decks, for example, as a one of Talia 6. You just put this on like Overwhelm guy or something. Or on your Talia even, and you just way harder to kill. I think it's a fine card, a little bit slow. It's just a 7, but we'll see play for sure. Vic, counterpoint.
I think it's so slow. I do like the point that you made off of Bomber Twins. I thought that is one of the highest rolls you could probably get off of that card now.
There's a variant
how
still
much-
better, right?
And so off of Buried Armory, we get. Did I put Treasure of the Sands? I guess we shouldn't even put them as separate cards, huh?
Did I put them in separate cards?
Yeah, I think we did. We or no?
I don't think I did. Maybe we did.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. Okay, good. Okay. So Treasure in the Sands, how much health does it give?
4.
Four?
Sorry.
Or
That's okay. I think it's fine. I don't think it'll see play. I do think that it's kind of funny in like Ziggs Talia, but you know, if you're playing this on turn 3 or turn 4, I don't know. It just feels very slow. Raw stats. I don't really have a lot of faith in raw stats. Like I know we just saw like a huge like Bard meta where all it was stats, but I think that typically, unless this is going on like a Ruin Runner, which oh man, that's actually very scary. You just put Treasure to the Sands on Ruin Runner.
I could imagine this on their action decks actually. Just put this on a huge Udyr with Overwhelm.
Maybe with one off, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it does feel like a win more card though.
A little bit, but also not, because like against the matchups you want this, and against the slower matchups or more grindy matchups, then it's just like fine to have this. It just makes every unit big. Yeah.
I feel that.
But it is a one drop landmark. So do you think this would be good with Sarah?
Seraph, not really, I think. But it's just like Seraph, you don't really need the stats, you just need actual good landmarks that die. Seraph, you just want to stall here.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be Xerath, unfortunately.
Okay, next card. Great Hammer. MS. Why is it an S? Okay, we both gave it a 7. I guess I could read it. 2 mana Noxus +2. And equipment Overwhelm, just +2 attack. And Overwhelm. So basically the miniature Might.
Conansson, you gave it a 7. Jeth gave it a 4. And Wick, gave it a 7 as well. Jeth, you're low on this card.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like to compare it with Might. You know, I'd rather pay that extra one mana to get it in burst speed. Yeah, burst speed, and just pay 2 mana to give over slow speed, right? So I do prefer Might over this for sure.
But it's reusable, so you can do it over and over again. It never goes away. That's why I kind of like
but
it.
you know, Overwhelm. I think it's like it's tricky, you know, this card. But maybe when you play it with the equipment revolving decks, maybe this would be a good card.
I think I will just play this in Yetis. Like you just have your Yetis, your 5/5, and then just put Overwhelm on it for like 2 mana, and they're just all big.
Oh, that's
on
sick.
Yetis, yeah, fuck. Actually, bro, if you put it that way, like you buff up all the Yetis with this card.
Maybe also Ashley
You know-
Blanc. Maybe that's the card they're looking for.
But you know what's crazy though? I feel like Great Hammers. I feel like we're gonna get like a 2 mana follower in Noxus called like Arena Armor. and it's gonna be like Arena Armorer, create a great hammers in hand. And like that's when this card is gonna be good. Like I don't want to
Oh
collect this card.
shit!
I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't want to put this card in my deck, but I want to play this card. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like a summoner that produces this
yeah,
card would be great.
like the
Actually.
moment we have stuff like that, like right now, I think like drawing this card feels bad unless you have a decent target on board, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just how equipments are in general. When we start having ways to put equipments into our hand without putting the equipments into our deck, I think that's when they're going to pop off. Great Hammer seems sick. I mean, I love Overwhelm. I just think it's very slow in the archetypes that would like to have Overwhelm, but I mean, man, the more you talk about, I think it's super sick in reputation decks. I don't know, it's so copium, but giving Ash Overwhelm, giving Sivir Overwhelm, like those
Wait,
the
Sivir?
yeah. Well, I'm just talking about the two different types
Okay.
of reputation decks. Yeah, like just like it can just go in either, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Noxus is like the base for that. I think it could. I think this is like a one or two of. I think this is a finisher card. You know what I mean?
It's also Zenith Blade, so you can put it in Lee
Yeah.
Sin, you can put it in Faded
Oh,
decks. Like you have to play Noxus then. Don't know if it's worth it,
yeah.
but it's like a Zenith Blade that comes back to your hand. So,
Mhm. I don't know. I think it's a very good. I think it's one of the better equipment cards.
it's okay.
It,
It's
it
okay.
would be nice to have followers generate the equipments. This generic equipments, right?
Yeah, we will
One
get
day.
this like not one
Yeah, I
day,
like
like
that idea to be honest.
in this expansion when we get Orn, like he's like the 30-year champion, and then we will probably get that guy who makes
Yeah.
equipments. Anyways, best equipment probably. I'm going to erase my thing here. I think this is a 9, not an
Oh.
8.
Wait, on
Jagged Cutlass,
on,
yes.
on hammers or on Cutlass?
Yes, on
And
Cutlass.
that's
Okay, so let's move on to Cutlass. And then you
3
said that you want to
mana.
make that a 9?
Yes, I think it's as good as the predict guy.
Okay.
3 mana +2/+1 in Bilgewater. Plunder, I cost 2 less. Now the reason why this is so good is because monkeys. Like with monkeys, there's a card called Pandemonium where you get benefits from playing your plunder cards over and over. This guy, you put it on monkeys, and your monkey dies, and you get to plunder it again and put it on another monkey or something. And you get all of your Pandemonium stacks just by this card alone.
Yep. So Conansson, you gave this card a 9 and you just changed it to that. Jeff, you gave it a 4 and I gave it a 7. So Conansson thinks it's very good. Jeff, why don't you walk through the weaknesses that you perceive with this card?
it's a Bilgewater card and it's a plunder card as well. So usually these decks are aggro, aggressive decks. And equipment seems to be too slow for aggressive decks. And
It's
yeah,
1
this
mana.
you have the one mana plunder trigger, but I think you'd rather go wide for Bilgewater decks, right?
I think it
I
depends. I
don't know.
think the plunder decks. I don't think the plunder decks are aggro decks. I think they're very much combo-y. You have to very
Yeah.
much plan your plunders out. And I think what Conansson was saying, like right now, Powder Pandemonium, you have a card that says plunder do nothing. You play that card because you need plunders. Like you just want more plunders, like Swindle. Really, really unlock that deck. You know what I mean? So I think in that context of having a repeatable plunder to keep charging up your pandemoniums, I think it's going to be sick. I think that having it down to 1 mana, I think it's so good. I don't know. It's so good as a 1 mana card, and I think you're going to be triggering that plunder all the time.
And just imagine this curve. You attack on opponent attacks on the evens. They just start Collection Corsair turn 1, and turn 2 they are like, okay, open attack, you don't have a 1-drop, take 1 damage, and then they play Jagged Butcher and Cutlass. And then they have a 3/3 and a 3/2, or a 1/1 and a 5/4, depending 5/4, right? Depending on what's better in the matchup. And it's just
So
like,
sick.
okay, even if I have to kill the guy now, back shot, but even if I do that, they get the Cutlass back, and then I just do it next turn again. And this is really, like, of course, not a 3 off. I don't think any equipment is a 3 off, but probably a 2 off in the decks.
I think it's sick.
Yeah. The thing about aggro decks is you want your top decks to be something great. You know, not like an equipment like this. So I think it's not the best top deck if you're
I
in
don't think it's good for
Ghostwalker.
aggro. Yeah, I don't think it's good for aggro.
Yeah.
I think it's good for
Yeah,
plunder
for
only.
sure.
Yeah, or like Plunder mid range
Thunder,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, mid range.
Like
Slower archetypes.
Sejuani would also play like Twin
Actually, yeah.
Sejuani.
Mhm.
And you don't really run out of cards with like Plunder. You have all of these nab cards, and you usually have like some ways to get going. Imagine like nabbing some of these equipment synergies. This guy. Would be funny. Okay, next card I would say. It's Gatalyst, right? Yes. Okay, we all agree here. Gatalyst 3-mana equipment gives 0 stats, but your space and skills deal 1 extra damage. And I gave it a 4, Jeff gave it a 4, Vic gave it a 3. I guess gave it a 4 because there will be some funny combo that's like super uninteractive, like action, infinite. Where we play this card and then it just like burn you down or something, but it's never going to be competitive. Anyone wants to add anything to that?
Bad card.
Yeah.
We'll never see
That's
play.
great.
Just bad. It's fine.
What do you think of this card on Civilian decks?
Civilian decks does not work with that. Like,
It doesn't work with spells.
it does work with spells, but Civilian is
I mean,
not a
no.
spell.
I mean, like, yeah, they're landmarks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it won't work, right? Oh yeah. Man, I don't know.
It should have been a
I
1
d-
mana. I don't know. It's
No,
bad.
1 mana is broken.
It's so bad. This card is so bad.
1 mana I play this in like PNC burn and just go off.
That's the only time it would be viable too.
Yeah, but then it would be broken. 1 mana would be broken.
But would it be good at 2?
At 2 I give it an 8, but at 3 a 4.
Interesting.
Like at 1 I give it an 11. But
Haha.
okay. Next
I don't
card,
know.
I
It's
would
fine.
say.
Next card.
Double up.
It's looking
Ovage.
like a
What's up?
PNZ bilge plunder
No.
control. I don't know.
No. Next card, Loaded Vessel. What? 5 mana, fast, deal 2 to unit, draw 1 at the next round start for each damage dealt and give them fleeting. I gave it a 2, Vic gave it a 3, Jeff, you gave it a 6. Why do you give it a 6? What deck do you see it in ever?
Well, I mean this. I think this card goes well with the Gatalyst, right?
Yeah, but you said
Oh,
this is
but
a great
I
card.
mean, yeah, it is. But it's just the draw on this card. You get the draw for on the round start. I think this is gonna be good with Twisted Faith on a way slower deck.
Like Fansmith and stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to buff the damage of this card. Yeah,
Not that many
Here's
with like
these-
powder kegs and stuff, but
I mean,
eggs.
it is fast. Like, it's fast. That's cool. I don't know.
like
I don't think this is ever going to see play.
compare this to double up. 5 mana, deal 2, and then if it kills it, deal 4. Like if you buff up this stats, it's deal 5. Way better than just drawing at round start. I don't see this.
Yeah, drawing at round start, a bunch of fleeing cards. It has, I don't know, like the closest thing has been Pool Shark. And
Yeah.
that's like a niche card.
And I can see it with Twisted Fate, just like drawing a bunch, but it's so situational.
I think it's a meme card.
Yeah. Let's move on. Silence and
It's-
suppress. Silence, Vic. You're silenced.
Mhm.
Just kidding.
No, you're fine.
Silence and suppress. 1 mana slow Demacia. Destroy your unit's equipment, and if it's a follower, silence it. So I gave it a 2, but I want to give it a little bit of a split rating. The way I read this card is that it can only target a unit with an equipment. And if
Incorrect.
do you know that?
Yeah, if you can target any follower.
This is like confirmed
And
or
it will
something.
silence.
Okay, then
I mean, you can target any unit. But if it's a champion that doesn't have an equipment card, it will do nothing.
okay, then raise my thing to 4 as well, and I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
Because I was like, if it's only equipment, then it's a 2, and if it's with equipment, it's a 4. Like, if it's normal units, it's a 4.
You don't have it. Yeah, you can target a follower just to silence it, even if it doesn't have an equipment on it. I read a developer talking about that on Twitter.
Yeah. I find this card really interesting as a design point, because usually Legend of Runeterra doesn't print like situational interaction cards. Like, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh! We had like kill all yordles or something by now.
Mhm.
Or like in Magic, destroy any black card, destroy any card from Ionia or something. And you have like
8
Yeah.
cards.
hate cards. If it's like
Yeah.
this one region is popular, they would just print your opponent can't play Ionia cards or something, and then would just win this matchup or something.
Yeah.
And it's really
That's
new
fun.
for lore to have this effect. Just a specific hate card for one thing. But then
I
don't do
mean,
it
it's like landmark removal, right?
yeah, but Landmark always does something else.
Yeah.
This one's just like a slow speed rush.
Yeah.
It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, it's a way to deal with equipments too.
I don't think this card's ever gonna see play.
Maybe it's
Me
like
too, to be honest.
Maybe as a 1
A
in like a
one-off,
Lux
yeah.
deck to like silence something, like silence an abomination.
maybe there's like a broken
Yeah.
equipment. There's a fail safe.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's good at all.
yeah, and also bricks like your Darkin spell. Tempting prospect.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Anyways, next card, Timo is dead.
Oh, is it?
Emo is dead.
Wait, is it not Mistfall?
Hex- Do you want to do Hexbliterator?
Yeah. Good in order. Hexbliterator, 6 mana fast, deal 5 to a unit. If I kill it, obliterate it. That's reference, we just rate these cards when you put them into your deck, so not from Pharaohs. Obviously, this card will be seeing play just from Pharaohs generating it. I gave it a 5 for just putting it in the deck, Jeff a 6, and Vic an 8. Vic, you're the highest.
Yeah, I just think that 5 damage is a lot, and that this is a new damage threshold for Piltover and Zod, and just giving them that tool at fast speed is pretty valuable. Like, you think about it, it's like Mystic Shot, Get Excited. There's nothing that deals 4, right?
Thermo.
Thermo, and then now
Yeah.
Hexbliterator. I think Hexbliterator is going to slot in on that top end. Like, this can deal with a lot of threats. So I think that's going to be very valuable. 6 mana isn't even a bad thing in that region, but I mean, like, you don't want to double that up, but it's fine.
Guess
I
it's
think
fast.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you have a hierarchy of removals now for Piltover, which is really great.
I think it's different because it's fast, but what I compared it to was Sunburst. In Targon, like PNC has a lot of removal, Targon has no removal. Targon really wants removal, and then they have Sunburst. 6 mana slow, deal 6 to unit, and if Dalberg, silence it. That's like better than Obliterate, because like silence gets through everything. Obliterate only is like afterwards. And it's 6, not 5, but I guess it's fast, but also it's Targon, and Targon really wants removal, and if it doesn't see much play in Targon, then this card won't see much play in PNC.
I feel like it sees a non-zero amount of play in Targon.
Yes, that's true, but also it's Targon.
I mean, I can see Hexbliterator being like a 1-of or a 2-of. I think it's fine. Maybe it's not an 8. Maybe it's like a 6. I could put myself down to a 6. I think 8 is high.
I think it's just like a meme, like your opponent plays like Viego, and by the time you can play this card, he's already like a 7/6, and it's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. The obliteration is just weird. Like, we don't really have much graveyard play, and I don't know, it's weird when we see it.
Anivia hate.
Right, for no reason.
Okay, Mistfall. Landmark. 3 mana. When I'm summoned, draw an equipment. The first time each round an unequipped ally is equipped, refill 1 spell mana and grant them +1/+0. I gave it a 6, Jeff and Vic a 4. I don't think this card will be broken right now, but it's some point they'll release a broken equipment. Like something like if the unit attacks Nexus, you win the game or something. And then this card will always be able to search the equipment. So just the ability to always find that equipment from your deck is like you can play 6 copies of that equipment immediately, and that gives equipment such a head start over any other mechanic. That's why I think it's really good. Like imagine having like a draw
You're not-
landmark. Draw a landmark and you play a Bandle Tree and you just have like draw a landmark on some other card. It's so broken.
Yeah, I think it's a very specific tutor. When there's a deck that just plays one weapon, I think it's going to be good.
But right now, probably not. Even Ionia, you just have the flow sword, or there's no real broken weapons, or just a 6. If you want to add anything,
Well, yeah, it's very specific. This play style. You need a specific play style for Mistfall, and just one set of an equipment. So you do have 6 copies if ever.
okay,
But yeah,
fine.
specific.
Seal and Steel is our next one. Targon. Okay, we agree that it's bad. Seal and Steel, 2 mana, fast speed, obliterate an ally and create a corrupted form with its stats. Corrupted form, just a 3 mana equipment. For 2 mana, you obliterate your own guy, probably in response to removal, and then you get like this equipment in hand, and you can put it on random units, else in Targon. So, yeah. Maybe a hint that
Yeah, I
Eclipse
don't
will be in
see
Targon,
how
but Chef, yeah.
I don't see how obliterate would benefit us really, like obliterating an ally,
Triggers Fated.
right? Because you don't fated.
Yes, it triggers Fated before it obliterates the guy.
Oh, I guess so with the lion. That's good.
Yeah, the lion.
What do you call it? Lion?
Mm-hmm.
Forgot its name.
The
It's
Starhound dog or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah, yeah.
it's bad. It's fine. I gave it a 5, and that's a high rating. Like
Yeah.
it's just a way for you to. It's a 5 mana spell. That's a lot. That's very expensive.
Yeah. And you're in Targon, like you have infinite value anyways. Why do you need like another value guy in your hand?
Right, right.
What does corrupted form do? So confused.
It's just the stats. So like
Yeah.
if you like let's say you cast Seal of Steel on this Horazi, corrupted form is a
Yeah.
+7/+7.
Oh shit. Alright, it's not too bad.
It's just
Like,
stats
you
though.
still-
Stats is so bad. Like you just chump it with a spider unless you have overwhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see play with fated. Yeah, it's synergy with fated for sure.
Maybe.
Because when you equip, does it trigger fated?
Yes.
No.
It does,
Oh.
right?
Oh no, it doesn't.
It
Equipping
doesn't?
I don't think equipping does.
No,
That's
I also
not
don't think.
verified.
We will have to see.
I mean, you target, right?
Yeah, but it's law rules. Like it's not consistent at all. It's whatever the devs feel like. And then maybe they design the card.
I assume you can. It does. I assume it does count as fated.
I don't. I hope so. Tweet about it.
Anyways, next card.
Did June?
What?
Did we skip June the Prodigy, or is that later?
Possibly. Yeah, over here. June the Prodigy, 3 mana, 4/3. The first time I am equipped, give me Barrier and Lifesteal this round. So this is just once, by the way. So only the first time you ever equip her, you will get Barrier and Lifesteal, not like if you loop it around, if you give multiple equipments. And it's like, I gave it a 6, Jeff, you gave it a 4, Vic gave it a 6. It's just like there. You can set it in Ionia and you get like lifesteal hit in. I don't think it'll be meta whopping.
I don't know. It's so boring. It's fine. It's a card.
Maybe
I don't know.
it would do well with Shen for sure.
Yeah.
But you also have to
Shen
put
stabilizer.
you have to also have to put the equipment on this guy, not on Shen and not on like Master Yi. So it's like
Yeah, that's true.
depends on the equipment we get. Maybe we get like a 0 mana equipment in Ionia, then it's good. But yeah. June. More exciting.
I have no thoughts.
More exciting card, the Darkin Lodestone. This is a Path of Champions item. I give +1/+1 and support, grant by supported ally +1/+1 for 2 mana. And you may spend 8 mana to play me as Horazi. Support, grow my supported ally stats to 9. Give it my positive keywords this round. So yeah. I gave it a 6, Jeff a 9, and Vic a 7. Horazi also has Space Shield and is a Darkin.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're the highest.
This card's crazy, man. This card is great because you can, with the equipment, equip 2+1+1, and you have support. It's like Esmos, right?
Mm-hmm.
The equipment part. So
Oh,
which
it's
is I think
grand.
which is really
Oh,
good.
It's grand. It's grand. It's
Yeah,
grand.
raise it to 7.
it's
Yeah,
stupid. You know.
it's Esmus. Raise it to 7.
And later on, you have a bomb that has spell shield that also gives spell shield. So the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This card's I can see this um I can see people playing this card.
I
Yeah.
think once again the equipment is stronger than the Darkin.
Mm-hmm.
Like granting +1/+1 over like multiple rounds is going to be so sick. And okay, so if you put this card on a unit that's not support, can you chain Mountain Sojourners with this card now?
Probably, right?
Because that'd be cool.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Poppy Tarek
Sojourners
buff.
is hot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. But I think
I
you
think
like
it's
never cast Horazi, like ever. Like with the other guy, you just have
Too slow.
Noxus. You have Noxus, you like sometimes top deck it, I guess. But with this
Yeah.
guy, if you're a Targon and you have nothing better to do, you tend to play a War Golem. Like literally War Golem. In Hearthstone. For 8 mana, 7/7. It's like already lost. Go
But
play
at least
some
it has
war
spell shield.
cards. Yeah. Still it's a War Golem.
Yeah, it also gives spell shield. So
Yeah, but
It
it's a War
needs
Golem.
more
No,
spell.
wait.
It needs more keywords.
that's true. That's true.
And you can't even buff it like in hand with like key barrier or something. Like you can
Right.
equipment in hand. But the equipment is sick.
You just summon it and then puts an equipment card on it.
Yeah. You corrupted form it and then
Exactly.
Wait, so if you put this equipment to another card that has support, it supports twice.
I think-
no, it's like one big support effect. Doesn't support twice.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
It only counts once for Terra. You can confirm this with like the Power of Champions support item. It only counts as one support, no matter how many support abilities you have.
Yeah, I mean like the effects stack up.
Yes, of course.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
think it's cool.
Yeah, I like this card.
Agreed. Next card, Back Alley Baccai. What? No ones here. Back Alley Bar, 6 mana, landmark. When I'm summoned, summon a Back Alley Baccai. That's the 3/3 that on summon generates a random card in hand for each barkeep you had, and your new cards cost 1 less. I gave it a 1,
New-
Jeff A4, Vic A2. Vic, do you want to explain what a new card is?
Yeah, a new card is a card that has not been played this game. Those cards can be generated, or they could even start from your deck. But it is just a card that you have not yet played or cast from your hand. So I don't know. I think that I would have given it a 1, but it does summon a unit and give you a card in one action, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
For 6 mana though. But it's not good. I heard someone say that they're gonna make a Talia back alley bar deck, and I'm like, go ahead, go for it.
Free LP.
Free LP. This card is dog shit.
And like you would imagine this could be like a funny combo card with like your cards cost 1 less. You can like go action infinite, then you read your new cards cost 1 less. So even in action infinite, you only get like discount once on each card you play.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really do anything there. Maybe you should still play it in action infinite, just as a funny card. But probably not.
No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably a combo card. I don't know, I don't know. It's very specific too. Like you want to play combo with this.
Probably.
Um,
But like
okay.
what combo?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. Really.
Hello,
Like
well.
I
Okay.
think Piltover in general is a combo
Yeah.
region.
Anyways,
Yeah, so maybe some guy with 5 head would come up with something.
Right.
nice. Next card, Mechapulverizer.
Yes.
This is a little bit more interesting. 3 mana plus 3/3, obviously broken, but equipment and to play discard 1. And I think this card will definitely see a lot of play. I gave it a 6, Jeff A4, Vic A4. I think this will see play in exactly 1 deck, and that's I guess 2 decks. Like Mechapulverizer will play, but Mechapulverizer will still be bad. And then we will have the Flame Chompers Lulu deck. We just put this on
Let's
Flame Chompers.
go!
and
Let's
we-
go! You
Uh,
just have a
the-
fucking 6/6 Lulu, bro. Let's go!
No, you put it on Chompers, right?
How? You discard chompers.
Yeah, like, but then you put this put it on a random guy, the random guy dies, then you put it on Chompers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, eventually. But, like, okay, you have Lulu, you have 3 mana, you have chompers, you have a 6/6 Lulu. Like, that's crazy.
That's also crazy, yes.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I don't think it's very good. I think it's funny.
I think it's good.
What if you like played with Lulu Ari? And like you drop the chompers, you put
How are we
+3/+3 on Ari.
You can't do that
can't.
because 3
We can't.
weekends.
Oh yes, yeah, right. This is
Vandal.
Vandal only. Yeah.
So we're in Yia.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you actually need your cards in here, run out of cards very fast in here.
I don't know. You think
Mm.
this card's good? I think it's fine. I don't
I
think it's
gave it a
really
6,
too
so
much
obviously
fun.
not OP, but like going to be seen.
I
Play.
mean, it's a support for Mecha Yordles.
Okay, and that's like the random
Alright, let's go.
cards. I guess you just have the. I guess there's like one more random card, an Origami Slicer. Big fan of Origami in real life. I'm just folding and put this form forward because otherwise it's
shit,
missing
really?
portal cards. Yes, I hold a lot. Literally was folding cranes while we're doing this podcast. And yeah, Origami Slicer, 1 mana, 0/0 equipment. Give me +1/+0 for each of your traps or boons that was activated this round. So I have to ask Vic again, did you read any dev post about this card?
No. So I don't know if this card gains benefits when, if it only is in hand or on board. Like it's very confusing.
Yeah.
But I still think like either way it's pretty bad.
Yes, that was exactly what I wanted to say. Either way, it's pretty bad. Even if you
Yeah.
like on board, it's just random plus X +0. If in hand, then you have to wait until you get your nice rolls.
It's really bad. It
that-
should be grand.
Yeah. Where do you even play this?
I don't know.
Like you can't put this in
I
board
don't
decks.
know. This is the
This-
worst card in the game.
Yeah, not the worst card
This
in the
card's-
game, but
This card's pretty bad.
yeah. Like you can't put it in board
How
decks.
about this on Timo?
Yeah, but like you have to play Ben City Timo then.
Yeah, Battle Timo.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like if it was a PNC card, maybe, and you could play this in like,
Why is this card not also shuffle a portal?
or like shuffle a chime, then you could put it in board.
Right. Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Put one
It's-
chime on the bottom card of your deck. Like then you can play it in board.
Just so it's in charm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that good.
Maybe it's good with like
Um,
the random Nora we have here.
I don't know. What do you
Not
want to? I don't know. Maybe later.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good.
So for Nora, we only rated like these 2 cards here. These are the last ones. I guess we can take a look at her for first impression, because that's
Sure.
what portals are going to be about.
We're
Nora,
gonna chime in on this next week, right?
yeah, probably more. But like, we can just get an
Yeah.
overview. Nora is a 2 mana 1/2 elusive, Nexus Strike, plant a portal in the top 4, so you can get in like with a handle commando. Once you've summoned 6 created allies, she has an aura now. Yeah, she makes the portals 4, 5, 6, or 7. Looking forward to if they also have cut out the play effects here.
They
Not.
have.
Did they confirm this?
It's just the pool. The pool of cards is for portals in general.
Okay, so no 7/7 in the 4 slot. Because it's too play-me.
Right.
Unfortunate. And
That's
then,
right.
yeah, Sane, Nexus Strike, plant a mysterious portal. Yeah, just like an annoying early game guy that gives you like more, or girl, I guess,
Mhm.
gives you like more guys. And you have the 2 support cards.
That looks really
theoretically,
good.
Yeah, I think she's sick.
which is fine.
Nora, yeah. Man, it's crazy. The first line of the level 2
Mhm.
is, I think that's a win condition right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't really like the design of just random guys. Like, sometimes you just get a 3/2 out of this, sometimes you get a 8/7 or whatever out of this, and it's just like, I
You
guess
can
I
just
win.
get Dehun Dur, bro. It's fine.
Like just like RNG deciding who wins. I hope this card doesn't get to be very competitive, because I don't like RNG.
It's gonna win
effects.
worlds. I'm gonna win worlds with it.
Yeah. I'm going to kick you out of
I'll
ABG.
support you.
Yeah.
You have all my
Okay.
support.
Thank you. All right,
But
let's
the two
talk
cards
about
you
the Team
rated,
Maker.
yeah, the Team
Yeah, yeah.
Maker, the 3-mana 3/1 Fae. You can get it off a Fae Sprout. Then summon, plant a Mysterious Portal randomly in the top 4 cards of your deck. 3/1 and between the next 1 to 4 turns, you get a random guy. Mysterious Portal is just 2, summon a random 2 or 3 cost follower, and that is full. Get one in hand instead.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I think this is fine because like usually a 2-3 or a average amount of stats. You can low roll, you can high roll. When it goes to 4, 5, 6, 7, it's a little bit too wide of a range for my taste.
It's huge. It's a huge range. I think the Team Maker is an important fearsome blocker.
But it's also 3
It
mana.
is. It is.
Yep, it's not. It's fine. I don't. It's not that good.
Yeah.
It's not 6. It's not a 6.
not-
It's like
yeah.
it's not a 6.
So I give it a 5, Jeff a 4, and Vic, do you give it now?
5.
5. And agree
It's-
it's like
It's a
It's
3-mana
so
3/1.
yeah.
It's just part of the
Still-
package.
Dice to Evolution Marksman.
Yeah.
Must be bad card. Yeah, part of the package. Next card.
It's fine.
Chunk Constructor.
Yep.
2 mana.
Yeah,
2/2.
that's why I prefer this one.
We all prefer this one. 2 mana, 2/2.
Yeah.
Last breath.
Yeah.
And a Mysterious Portal randomly top 4 cards of your deck. I think this is the first last breath follower in Dynasty, if I'm correct. And you can also
Yeah, I think so.
you can also get this one off of a Mysterious Portal, and you can like
Hell
infinite.
yeah, you can chain that.
Also, you can get Team Maker off of Mysterious Portal and chain that. I
I
gave it
think.
a.
I think.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. You're just
Go
gonna read the ratings. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gave it a 7. Jeff gave it a 6. You gave it a 7. Vic.
It's solid. I don't know. It's a 2. It's a 2. It's a 2 drop. It's 2 mana 2/2 with an effect. I think those are always super cool. 2 mana 2/2s. I don't know. Big fan of them. They're very strong in this game.
Yes.
Gust
Especially
Monk.
when they do
Said
something
last
fun.
breath.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Gust Monk,
It's
Literally
sick.
Broken. Tornado Warrior, Literally Broken. Yodel Explorer, Literally Broken.
Mhm.
And our last card of the set, I think, Magical Journey.
Yeah.
Again, we're going
The
to
new
go
Bard's
over
Support.
these cards next time. Let's do this next week. Magical Journey is just weird. Plant a Mysterious Portal randomly in top 4 cards of your deck and plant 3 chimes on random cards in the deck. So this one can be put into Bard, and that's the only reason I ever even gave it a rating of 5, because if it wouldn't be able to be put into Bard, I would give it a 1. But we don't have anything to put into Bard decks, so I guess we'll play this. Terrible.
I mean, it just doesn't do anything, right? It just plants stuff. Like, I don't know why it's burst. Like, it's always weird to me when spell speeds have to do something that do nothing immediately. It's like Sapling Toss. I'm like, why does that need to be burst?
What else would it be?
Like, I don't know, but it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Like, why? I guess it matters. You could trigger Lee Sin getting barrier on the stack.
yeah. There is no downside to giving
Yeah,
it
true.
burst. It just doesn't do
It's
anything.
not.
Like, it's so random of an effect. You either get like a unit 3 unit next time. It's like Yetis, but better. You get the unit next turn for free, or you just wait 4 turns and get a 2/1. It's so wide of a range.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe you can use it
It's
with
fine.
a pokey stick. Cast this first before you cast the pokey stick to summon
LOL.
Yeah.
a blocker. But that's 4 mana, so I don't know.
Like your opponent gold cards you, and you hope to roll a magical journey to save your team or something. Funny.
Yes, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5, 6, 7.
I don't think it's a 7 for sure. I don't know why I gave it a 7 at all.
I mean, Bard is good.
Yeah, Bard is cool. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the Nora cards to read through those later. I mean, I haven't looked at any of those at all,
Okay.
but they seem rad.
They say plant Mysterious Portals, so
Yep.
It's
Hell
gonna be
yes.
Nora Bard.
okay. But anyways, that's going to be the whole set. Like, I don't know, I'm not really that hyped for the set for whatever reason. Like, I like Kayn, but
Really?
I don't know, it just like feels vanilla to me. Like, I don't know. Maybe the new cards.
Maybe. I think Master U is fun. I like Flow. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be kind of back and forthy. A lot of planning.
I just think the Kayn will be unplayable, and then Master Yi is just like what we already have in the game with like flow.
Yeah.
I don't want to unhype anybody, but just
The Darkins are cool.
I just have the
the
most
whole-
fun with like Scout ever, and then they'll probably nerf
Yeah,
Scout or
it's-
something.
I just wanna. I wanna see how equipment changes the game.
Yeah.
Really, like
True.
how much it would affect the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree.
Mhm.
I'm excited for equipments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The most excited cards for me are the Lodestone and the Bone Splinter.
I agree.
I'm just calling it Bone Splinter.
Yeah,
because-
those are the best equipments for sure because
Yeah.
they're just versatile cards.
And then the Baccai one drop.
Mhm. But this
Yeah,
is
the
like
Baccai
also-
is so crazy.
It's just like an obviously broken card. Like it's like
Yeah.
Bird all over again. Why do you?
They
release
should have
that?
made it a 1-2.
Or like a 1/1 even.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels so.
It's a
weird.
3-2.
It's a 3-2. It's crazy. But yeah.
Nice.
3-2-1.
But yeah.
I'm excited for the next game. Make
Yeah.
sure everybody listening to this download and play Legends of Runeterra if you don't. I don't know why you listen to this if you weren't.
Random shout out to Legends of Terror. Good game. Go play it. And
Shout
yeah,
out to Legends of Runeterra.
Yeah.
shout out to Jeff. I hope we will see you cast tournaments soon. And maybe
Yeah.
like Erlo or something. as a
Hey,
start,
let's
and
go.
Really liked doing this
Um,
podcast with you.
yeah,
Really
man.
fun.
It was
And
fun.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for having me.
Do you have anything that you would like to shout
Yeah.
out, Jeff?
Shout out to you, bro, for making a lot of noise on Twitter.
Nice. You also have a
Thank you.
Twitter, right? Like, what do you do on Twitter?
Yeah, I just tweet stupid shit or like interesting facts, but I just
So
read it
basically, Vic.
very
Yep.
yeah something
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
bro. Wick is my inspiration.
Awesome. Wonderful. I love to inspire
Yeah.
others.
Vic, you're like,
Um,
I always am like, I don't want to comment too much on random posts. I like want to be serious, and whenever I read Vic's post, I just have to write some stupid shit under it.
I know, right? It's so funny.
It's so funny.
But,
Yeah. But yeah, had a
yeah.
lot of fun. Thank you for joining. And
you.
I think we'll end this
Yeah.
year. Come to RIWAN, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
thank you a lot
Come
for
through,
watching.
people.
All right,
and
thank you,
see
everyone.
you.
Thank you.